Hey everyone, what's going on? Blitzball Champ is back with a brand new video. So, tonight I want to talk about some big news. Um, so this morning, Carolina Panthers have made the decision and have offered and to sign soon to be former Baylor coach Matt Rhule to be the new head coach of the Carolina Panthers. I have some mixed feelings about this, but let's go ahead and get into it. So, it is a 7-year contract worth $60 million, with it potentially being $70 million based on, incentives, certain achievements and such. Okay. Here's my thing. Let's go over some positives behind this. So, one, Matt Rhule has a history. Um, he technically actually has a Super Bowl championship, where he coached the offensive line for the 2012 New York Giants. One of the years that they won a Super Bowl, back in the Eli Manning era. Um, he also helped turn two programs, at Temple University and at Baylor University, helped turn those two teams around, after starting off with struggling seasons. I think he went like losing seasons of like 1-11 or 2-10, something like that, and then turned them into winning records like 11-3 and 10-4, and just are very similar for both Baylor and Temple. So, which is very impressive, something you definitely don't want to overlook. So, there are some positives with the signing with Matt Rhule. Um, he definitely he has a lot of experience with setting up sports science departments as well that have been really successful. So he has a lot of experience in that, but just really overall he knows how to turn programs around. He's done it at Temple and he's done it at Baylor. So, you know, those are great things. Those are really great things. That that keeps me hopeful for potentially what he could do with the Carolina Panthers. Um my only Here are my negatives with this. Number 1, I felt like this decision was made way too quickly. Way too quickly. People there were still candidates that I thought were going to get interviewed, like Coach, offense coordinator Stefanski from the Vikings, and Josh McDaniels, coming from the Patriots. I think it was also going to interview, I don't know, maybe Lincoln Riley, or there was maybe one other, because so far I think only Perry Felwell, Mike McCarthy, and Eric Bieniemy were the only other candidates interviewed. So, I thought they would have, also interviewed Greg Roman as well. But yeah, I felt like decision was made too quickly. And secondly, the contract length, 7 years, $60 million. Like, the only thing I'm really afraid of is, for those that have been following, Coach John Gruden of the Raiders, when he came back into coaching, he signed a 10-year deal. 10 years. You know, First season was pretty bad for the Raiders. They finished this season, definitely better. But my whole thing is, I don't want this to be a scenario where this is a situation where the coach will just, not really attack this with a sense of urgency. Especially with Matt Rhule being, a head coach in college football, coming out of that and transitioning to a NFL head coach. I'm really, really iffy about that. I am. I'm iffy about that. That plus, the whole Cam Newton situation. You know, that's still up in the air, and there's no telling, personnel wise, if, Cam and Matt, if a relationship can be formed to the point where, you know, this could be a successful relationship, or if even Matt Rhule, wants to really take a chance with Cam Newton, with a possible potential healthy Cam Newton. You know, I don't really, I don't really know what to expect. I don't know what could potentially happen. Especially if Cam, were to leave or not resign or not try to get um, an extended contract. But I mean, there's just certain questions and certain fears that I have. You know, it just I don't know. Like I can't really put it into a lot of words, but just the fact that it's a college head coach transitioning to an NFL head coach, and he's getting a 7 year contract. Like they Mr. Tepper is really, really taking like a big risk with this, and he's going in. He is going in heavy on the signing, and I hope it doesn't backfire because I don't want it to seem like oh, that the coach is like, oh well, you know I got 7 years. I can take my time to turn this franchise, this organization around, and it's like that's not really it's not really the right kind of attitude to have. And I'm not saying that Matt Rule has that, but I'm pretty sure there are coaches out there that have been in that situation that have gone by that way. I'm pretty sure there have been coaches that have done that. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm trying to remain positive and optimistic, but I just this definitely wasn't my first choice. I would have taken a chance on Eric Bieniemy mainly because he's had a lot more NFL experience, with coaching staff. Even though he too hasn't been an NFL head coach either, I would have taken more of a chance on him than Matt Rule. But like I said, Matt Rule has done some great positives in college football. So I don't know. Maybe he can do the same for the Carolina Panthers, but I'm not. I'll try to remain positive as much as I can, but I'm not expecting a whole lot in this next season. If anything, I really kind of want to get an idea of what this personnel is going to look like, you know, going forward, at least for the next couple of seasons. Because, I mean, okay, so we got our coach, Matt Rhule. We got our coach. And other signings happen as well. Like, Ron Rivera got picked up by the Redskins, which, I knew that wouldn't take long for him to get scooped up. So, happy for Coach Ron Rivera, getting him a new job just like that. Carolina does have to play Washington next season in Washington. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. And just recently, I believe earlier, the Redskins plan on signing Norv Turner's son, Scott Turner, to be their offensive coordinator. So definitely know we're not getting Scott Turner back. So I'm under the impression that Norv Turner is going to resume his role as offensive coordinator. But we'll see. We'll see if there's a push to replace him. We definitely need to replace Eric Washington, the defense coordinator. We desperately need to replace him. He needs to go. He needs to go. I'm sorry, but he's trash. He's trash. He needs to go. He doesn't know what he's doing. He needs to go. Um, but not only that, we got to see what we can do in the draft. Carolina's got the seventh pick in the upcoming NFL draft, so have to see what we can get out of that. And we also really need to push free agency as well, and really think about who we're going to keep. Are we going to, you know, when I think about it, actually, let me pull up the list of free agents. We know that Efe Obata signed a 1 year extension with the Carolina Panthers, so he's staying. But let's look at this list of free agents. There's a lot that's going to need to be addressed. I mean, we got Mario Addison, we got Trey Boston, we got James Bradbury, Vernon Butler, Ross Cockrell, Javian Elliott, Chris Hogan, Wes Horton, Bruce Irvin, Kyle Love, Gerald McCoy, Stacy McGee, Greg Van Rutten, um, Daryl Williams. You do have Jarius Wright and Don Terry Poe, but they have team options that could be picked up before 2020 begins. But if they don't, then they become unrestricted free agents. And the restricted free agents are DeAndrew White and Dylan Gordon. Exclusive rights free agents are Kyle Allen, Marcus Ball, Reggie Bonifant, Brandon Green, Cole Loop. It was Effie Obata, but he resigned. Kit O'Brien and Joey Sly. So, going through this list, I mean, I honestly feel like we definitely should keep Mario Addison. We should definitely keep him. Trey Boston, I have to admit, I think Trey Boston had a better year than he usually does with the Carolina Panthers. I think he's proved that he he could still play the safety position. I think we should keep him. James Bradbury, I think we should keep him. Um, Vernon Butler, oof. I mean, I don't know about Vernon Butler. I mean, he's played better this season, but I don't know. He really hasn't lived up to the hype and to what has been able to do since he was drafted. So yeah, I don't know about that one. Ross Cockrell, why not? Maybe. Javian Elliott, maybe. Uh, Chris Hogan, I mean, if he was able to stay healthy, it would have been nice. But honestly, I don't know. Wes Horton, uh, maybe. Bruce Irvin. Bruce Irvin, I definitely feel we should keep. I think he had a great season for what he was able to provide. So, I mean, I think we should keep him. Kyle Love, maybe, would be nice. Um, Gerald McCoy, I really don't feel like he's lived up to his name in Carolina. So, he may potentially be one that might. I don't know if we want to invest in, but we'll see. Stacy McGee, probably not. Greg Van Rotten, I mean, offensive lineman. So I think he can be all right. He was all right until he got hurt. Daryl Williams, at one point he used to be good, but he really, really fell apart. So I don't know about that. Jarris Wright, I mean, he did pretty well when he played and was healthy. Don Terry Poe, nah, might be time to move on from him. But like, I don't know. Uh, Joey Sly, Joey Sly. I mean, I don't know. I really appreciate his story and how he got on the team, but if we can get a healthy Gano back, I would stick with Graham Gano. Um, Reggie Bonifon, I feel like we could keep him. I would not be opposed to keeping him. Kyle Allen, like I said, solid backup. Why not? I think he's a solid backup. So, definitely did a better job than Will Greer, that's for sure. So I mean, they got some decisions to make. I mean, we don't even know if Greg Olson, he might even retire. He might retire. So I mean, I don't know. Like I don't know. Like it'll really be interesting to see who these guys really push to bring back. But they really need to hit free agency in this draft hard. I mean, need offensive line, we need defensive line, need secondary, like, and maybe even need receivers. Just there's a lot of work that needs to be done in the off season, but we've taken care of a big piece. I guess you could say the first big piece is get a head coach. But yeah, um, congratulations to Matt Rhule and welcome to the Carolina Panthers. Uh, I have mixed feelings, but hey, let's see what you can do, coach. Anyway, that's all that I have for y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Be sure to share your comments, thoughts. Do you agree with this signing? Do you disagree? What do y'all think? Thank y'all for watching. This is Blitzball Champ. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.